everyone, this is Sandy Reese with StampItCrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Want to welcome you back to our Saturday tutorial. We're doing a second project using the Peaceful Prints Designer Series paper from our Sale-a-bration catalog. It's free with a $50 purchase. If you would like to purchase the coordinating Peaceful Deer bundle that we're going to be using today, along with some other supplies, and then earn this set for free, I have a link posted below just so you can do that. I will also have a link to the measurements and supplies used on today's project posted below in my blog. All right, let's get started. So we are going to, first I want to give you a tip. Okay, so I love these builder punches. Sometimes they can be a little tricky because the antlers are punched separately on our punch, but they are one stamp on here. They're together. So what's an easy way to do that? So what I've done is just on a scrap piece of paper, I punched out, I have it backwards, punched out, the whole punch here. All right, now I want to line this up so I can stamp my antlers and my deer all at once. So I've got my deer. I'm going to put it face down inside my punch, okay? So that when this goes, my punch will fit perfectly on here. Now I'm going to take my antlers and I cut them in half, okay? Maybe that's not popular to do. I cut a lot of my stamps because I want to use either words separately or I want to stamp and punch them at one time instead of trying to finagle it, because I did that once and that was a pain in the rear. Okay, so I cut them in half and I'm going to put them where they belong. I'm going to see. Okay, everything feels like it's in my punched out areas. I'm going to put my block on and give it a press. So they've stuck right there, and then we're going to double check it. We're going to flip it over, make sure everything's lined up. Feels pretty good. Everything's in there. All right, let's try it and see if that worked. Okay, it's stickier on the block than it is on the paper, so I feel like they're going to stay in place. All right, let's try stamping our deer and see how it goes. And you can do this with any of the builder punches. There's usually enough space to fit them all on there. I'm going to stamp it over to the left so I can have a handle. Oh, that stamp's so nice. Okay, usually I would color it at this point, but I want to make sure it's going to punch okay before I color it. Okay, so I'm going to line it up. There's a lot of pieces, so I'm going to make sure everything looks good. Oh, I think this is going to come out just perfect. Okay, let's punch it and see how it looks. All right, our deer looks good, and our antlers look good. Yay! See, quick and easy tip, then you can just stamp and punch a whole bunch of deer all at the same time. Or, one after another. Okay, great. All right, now let's color. Now we have a Sahara sand. That's going to be our card base. We have a regular marker, but not a blend, and I really like the blend. So we're going to use the soft, or the light crumb cake, which goes pretty nicely with this Sahara sand. I'm not going to even do any shading. I'll show you. I'm going to do just light shading, but I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. My deer's got very skinny legs, so I have to be careful. Okay. And we'll do a little shading under there by just going, it's going to be very subtle, kind of going under there, inside the ears. And I'm just going back over it with the same color. And that will give it a very subtle shading. So you can kind of see that there is a little bit of shading on there. even just using the one color of blend. Okay, so let's get to our card. So we're going with a Sahara Sand card base. Let's get that folded. All right, we're going to do this one. Last time we did a landscape orientation. We're going to do portrait this time. I'm using this paper. I like this. It's just a real nice, subtle kind of birch background. It's got stripes on the other side, like diagonal stripes. But I am going with the nice pale background. This one's pretty bold. I like this one better. And it's woodsy, so this could be used any time of year for any type of woodsy card. So it's not just Christmas. The other one screams a little more Christmassy. All right, I'm gonna wait before I glue that down. We're gonna put a little ribbon on it. So I did cut a white circle and a black scallop circle from our layering circles dies. Love those things. If you don't have those, everybody should have those. I use those probably more than anything else. I do like the stitch rectangles. And my Stitch So Sweetly dies, but these are probably the ones I use the most. Okay, now I'm not stamping on my circle. I'm just going to pop up my deer on there in just a minute. But I'm going to tie some ribbon on next. I'm using the black and white gingham checkered ribbon. And this is it's so popular, it's currently not orderable, but they do expect to have some in pretty soon. So do not fear, it is coming back in the next week or so. All right, so I'm going to tie a bow, hopefully. I can't get my finger on that to hold my knot in place. Okay. Pull that through and just tie a nice little bow right centered on my card. Okay, I cut the tail going that direction. It's a little bit loose, so I want it right in the center, and center this way. It's a little loose, so we can fix that by not retying our bow. We're just going to tape our ends and pull it tight. And then we can just cut out that extra piece right there that we don't need. Okay, nice. Look, see how nice and tight that is? Okay. Now, I want to put a sentiment. I'm just going to do Merry Christmas, and there's a few ways we could do this. So we're going to try all three ways, and then I'll show you my favorite way. So first thing we're going to do, I've got my Merry Christmas on here. I have it on this long block. I don't know that I need it. And we're just going to try stamping it down here with the Memento ink. Let's clear a little bit of space here. And let's see how that looks. Make sure it's nice and juicy. Merry Christmas centered right there. That looks okay, but we do have like these darker spots that kind of get in my words. I probably could have put it down below or above those dots. So if we wanted to do a little strip of white, we could absolutely do that. But it kind of gets lost in there. So these are the steps I go through when I am trying to design a card. And I know many of you do too. So we're going to try option 3. Which I think is going to look really nice. All right, we're going to take a strip of basic black cardstock. It's just a 1/2 inch strip. I always have a ton of 1/2 inch strips left of everything. We're going to rub it with a little bit of our embossing buddy, which I have asked them to bring back several times. They do last forever, so you only need one for a long time, although I have like 8 of them. I don't know. Maybe not 8. All right, I'm going to stamp Merry Christmas on my black cardstock strip with my Versamark ink. We're going to bring in some white embossing powder. sprinkle it on there, tap it off. That looks pretty good. One more time just to be safe. Okay, we're gonna heat this. Grab my heat tool here. Once this gets going, it's very quick, but it sometimes takes just a second to get warmed up. There we go. Cute. All right, we are gonna flag the ends. Where are my other scissors? My paper snips here. All right. Get rid of that long one. This is a quick tip for flagging the ends of your little banners. I do it right up the center, and then I cut from either side up to that center point. And that can sometimes help you get your flags a little bit better. I know sometimes people like really deep flags. I like a gentle flag. I don't go for the really deep, funky flags. Okay, there we go. It's not perfect, but it's okay. I think I'm gonna just try to trim a little bit more there. Okay, better. All right. So let's see how that looks. Ooh, I like that. It makes the words pop, having that nice black background on there. All right, let's get some assembly going now. Let's glue this to our card front. Okay, now we're going to pop up our sentiment. Already got the backing off of it. Let's hide that one we didn't like. All right, hopefully that's straight. Now we need to glue the antlers on our deer. So I'm just gonna put a teeny bit of Tombow at the bottom front of the antlers. Let's glue that kind of behind the ear here on this one. Give it a good press, and then we'll do the other one. Just a teeny bit of glue. We don't need much because then glue gets everywhere. Let's try to put it on fairly even. Whoops. All right, my fingers are getting sticky now. All right, we'll flip it over. I'm gonna put a dimensional right there at the end of the antlers too, just to make sure we've got them on there well. And we'll put a couple more dimensionals and get our deer right here in the center. It's okay if he's coming off a little bit. He's got tall antlers, standing proud. And that is it. Isn't that cute? I did not put any bling on this one because it was a little woodsy and it has this adorable plaid ribbon. So and the embossing, which is a little shiny. So I decided not to go with any bling, but you know, bling never hurts. So feel free to add some rhinestones, whatever you want to do. All right. Well, thank you so much. And I will see you back on Monday. Bye-bye.